Welcome everyone to the 23rd Celebrity Synastry chart reading, where I will be looking into Austin McBroom and Catherine Paiz. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Adeline. I look at the dynamic between two celebrities using astrology, specifically Synastry. For those new and returning, I take notes on a Synastry chart looking at the personal planet signs, aspects, and if birth time available house overlays. I share these notes and add my extra insights and interpretations along the way. And of course, leave your thoughts in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. So if that sounds good to you, like, subscribe, and keep on watching. Starting off with the sun, we have Austin's sun in Taurus and Catherine's sun in Virgo. These are both earth signs. They're helpful to each other, it's long lasting, they can build a happy life together, work well as work and romantic partners. They are devoted to each other. Their suns are squared together, so it's love-hate, there is a lack of understanding, and both assume the role of leader. Competitiveness is a problem, they challenge each other to grow and develop. Initially find each other charming and attractive. Austin's sun, Trine Catherine's Mercury. There's a great friendship, there's good communication. Austin accepts Catherine. They both just get each other, they do business together well. This is going back to how they work as work partners. Austin supports Catherine's beliefs. They can talk through issues together. Austin gets what makes Catherine tick and he admires her intelligence. Understand each other on a basic level. They speak to each other with understanding. Austin allows Catherine to express herself, and Austin feels he can think better around Catherine. So I'm assuming, connecting this back to how they're very devoted to each other and generally can build a happy life together, I assume a part of that would be because Austin really views her highly and values her. Austin's sun conjunct Catherine's Mars. They respect each other, they energize each other, and it's a physical connection. Both see the other as their type. Austin sees Catherine as too defensive. Catherine sees Austin as too judgmental. This is interesting because we were just seeing how he very much sort of values her intelligence and supports her and everything, so maybe we'll see a bit more what this leans towards in the reading. They challenge and frustrate each other. I'm pretty sure we just saw how they challenge each other, so that's interesting. That could be potentially linked to the competitiveness, like if they may potentially be very competitive and challenging each other. Austin's sun, Sextile Catherine's Jupiter. Austin energizes Catherine, so the whole energizing aspect would come more from Austin energizing Catherine. They are good travel companions. Catherine is generous with Austin. Mutual respect remains after the end. Yet so far we are seeing it is a pretty respectful relationship, like they're both generally equal. Both want to make the other happy. Catherine opens up new doors for Austin. Catherine boosts Austin's confidence, and Catherine frequently gives Austin the benefit of the doubt. I assume this would be related to like the scandals he's had and everything, and seems to be kind of assumed by the public that Catherine does give him the benefit of the doubt, which is reflected here. Catherine's sun conjunct Austin's Jupiter. It's a friendship, they're a lucky couple, there's an optimistic meeting and there's healthy competition. So yeah, there seems to be an element of like competition and challenging each other to this relationship. Enjoy travel together, we see again, they are open with each other, they have lots of faith in each other. Overindulgence can easily happen. I assume this is financially, which makes sense, and benefit of the doubt is commonplace, which we saw this would more come from Catherine's side, but so far we have seen that both of these, that they both value each other. There's not particular resentment. So now it's time for moon. We have Austin's moon in Capricorn and Catherine's moon in Libra. These are both cardinal signs. Austin may not be affectionate enough for Catherine, and Catherine does not always feel fulfilled here. I assume this would be related to how we saw before, that she feels a bit judged by Austin, or she thinks he's a bit too judgmental. So far, I'm not sure what else this could link to. Austin does not find security in the relationship like Catherine does. I wonder, because we saw before how Catherine gives him the benefit of the doubt. I wonder if that's the reason or the root behind why she does, because she finds a lot of security in this relationship. Catherine wants to spend more time relaxing than Austin. Their moons are squared together, so timing is difficult. They find each other's habits unbearable. Past relationships from both sides are carried into this. I'm not sure what this could be. Like, the only past relationship I know is that Catherine was with Michael B. Jordan, but that's about it. different views regarding the home, which is very interesting. Like, the whole domestic element is a big part of the relationship, at least publicly, so that's kind of interesting. Austin's moon, Trine Catherine's Mercury. They're comfortable talking to each other about everything. We do see there's a big element of this being a very open, just sort of like a communicative relationship. Harmonious relationship. Catherine enjoys being emotionally nourished by Austin. Catherine provides a foundation for Austin's feelings, and Austin is comfortable expressing his feelings of Catherine. And we saw before how he thinks he can, if he feels he can think better around her. Austin's moon conjunct Catherine's Saturn. Austin feels an emotional need to maintain long-term commitment, so from both sides we are seeing they do desire to have a long-term relationship with each other. Maybe not necessarily with each other, but so far we're seeing they both like a long-term secure relationship. Catherine wants to guide Austin. Catherine is protective of Austin. I assume this will be related to how she opens up new doors for him. Austin may either be upset with this help or accepting of it. Relationship based on mutual respect. Yes, so far I think that seems to be the case. Like, there is a bit of like competition and challenge to this relationship, but so far there's nothing particularly concerning as such. Austin's moon conjunct Catherine's Neptune. Austin makes Catherine feel safe. Interesting. We keep seeing from Catherine she feels very secure and safe here with Austin. Catherine expects unconditional understanding. Okay, maybe this is where she like doesn't feel fulfilled and feels that Austin is judgmental. He doesn't necessarily give unconditional understanding. Austin is possessive of Catherine. I assume this would be his emotional need to maintain long-term commitment. Emotional dependency. They sense and feel each other. Seems to be an understanding with these two. They may lose themselves in each other. Art is a shared interest. With the losing themselves with each other, this could, I want to skew this a bit, this could be potentially to losing themselves in the brand they've created together. Austin feels like Catherine cannot fulfill his needs for stability. I think Austin is very confused in this relationship because we saw, he's possessive of her. He views her very highly, like what values her intelligence, supports her beliefs. But we're also seeing at the same time he's a bit judgmental of Catherine, cannot fulfill his needs for stability when that's why he's in this relationship. It's just a bit confusing so far. Maybe we'll see a bit more in the reading to lean towards one side. They idealize each other, and Catherine finds it easy to read Austin. Austin's moon sextile Catherine's Pluto. Relationship feels faded. I'm not sure how they met. We did see it was an optimistic meeting. Both of the irrational sides come out. Relationship presents opportunity for both to heal from the past. So there would be something to do with the past relationships being brought up to this because we're healing from that here. They're involved in organizations together. They are an organization, basically. Intense meeting, and it's a strong bond. Yes, so far it does seem to be pretty, strong bond. Maybe not for the right reasons, but they seem to be a bit attached to each other. Catherine's moon, Trine Austin's Saturn. Building on past traditions is important. I'm not sure what this could be. It's a stable relationship. I think it's stable in terms of these two want to stay in the relationship. Catherine feels very secure here. And Austin also has a bit of dependency in this relationship as well. He feels the emotional need to stay in this relationship, so potential for accumulating wealth. Yeah. Catherine sees Austin as mature. Austin is accountable with Catherine. I'm gonna skew this a bit, just with what we see in Austin is accountable with Catherine, but also Catherine gives Austin the benefit of the doubt. With the scandals with Austin McBroom particularly, I believe there was some with or there's always something where he's going out for the women. I think just from what we're seeing here, because there are rumors that Catherine is aware of this, I feel like from what we're seeing here that seems to be the case. If she's been giving him the benefit of the doubt, really values him, and Austin is accountable with Catherine, and we are seeing, not necessarily with that part of the relationship, but we have been seeing there is a lot of openness to this relationship. I would not be surprised if Catherine knew about it. I don't think it would necessarily be all shocking to her. I feel like, in terms of that, I feel like she's very aware of Austin's other actions. Austin prioritizes domestic life. I also want to skew this a bit because the brand is domestic. Maybe he focuses on the brand and prioritizes that. Austin's desire for commitment is appealing to Catherine. Okay, so they're both very much committed to each other. Austin finds it difficult to be emotionally caring. So I assume that where Catherine feels a bit judged by Austin and like she doesn't feel she gets unconditional understanding is because he has that lack of emotional care. Catherine's moon square Austin's Uranus. Catherine is possessive of Austin, so both of these two are possessive of each other. The relationship can begin suddenly, and Catherine feels emotionally insecure around Austin. I feel like it's emotional security she gets around Austin. That seems to be the issue, his emotions. Catherine's moon squared Austin's Neptune. They misunderstand each other's signals. There's a possibility of neglecting each other. It's a confusing relationship. Honestly, so far, like compared to other readings I've done especially, I feel like this one is pretty clear so far. There's nothing confusing yet. Catherine is unsure of Austin's intentions. Difficulty maintaining a relationship, and Catherine is sensitive to Austin's mood. Catherine seems to be very sensitive in this relationship in terms of, but we were also seeing how she's very, can pick up on his moods and sort of read him very easily. So she seems to be quite sensitive to, her environment here. And I feel like difficulty maintaining a relationship, I'm not sure if we're going to see any more of this, because so far we're seeing they're both dependent on each other, and even things that would be issues in a relationship, like Austin's other affairs and stuff like that are in the public, I think that seems to be leaning towards Catherine is pretty okay and aware of it. So now it's time for Mercury. So we have Austin's Mercury in Taurus and Catherine's Mercury in Virgo. These are both earth signs. Prioritize practical daily matters. The relationship can get stale easily. They accomplish goals together, and they both tend to neglect the relationship. So from what we're seeing here, I have also seen the neglect part is a bit repeated in this relationship. I wonder if they focus on the sort of brand of the relationship, if that makes sense, because we're both seeing they accumulate wealth here, they both accomplish goals together, and I think combined with especially the relationship can get stale easily, and it's repeated that they neglect the relationship itself. I wonder if they do prioritize this sort of brand and company that they've built together rather than the relationship itself. Austin's Mercury square Catherine's Venus. They find each other interesting and attractive, don't understand each other's romantic ideas. Mundane communication is difficult. I hope it's not in terms of their business, because that's bad. That could be why they find it difficult to maintain the relationship, because I assume there seems to be a bit of separation of the relationship and the brand of the relationship and their family, if that makes sense. Exchanging ideas is a source of conflict. They have frequent disagreements. They need to listen to each other, and there's a difference in music taste. Austin's Mercury trine Catherine's Saturn. They work well together, think in similar strategic ways. So I assume at times, as normal, there will be some conflict in that. Serious conversations. Austin appreciates Catherine's mature thinking and sense of purpose. So I assume this will be relating back to him valuing her beliefs and everything and supporting that. But also, they both seem to view each other as mature. Catherine helps Austin bring structure to his life. There does seem to be that thing of Catherine guiding Austin, which we literally saw earlier, how she wants to guide him, but also opening up new doors for Austin. She seems to feel very, I don't want to say responsible for him, but wants to help him grow and really, get his life together. They're a team in business. This keeps appearing, and it's pretty accurate. Austin feels he can learn a lot from Catherine. There's effective communication. They solve problems together carefully and logically. Relationship of spiritual evolution, and it's a long-term karmic relationship. This makes sense. We're both of these two want to stay in this relationship from what we're seeing so far, even though there are some aspects of it that are not the greatest, so this makes sense. Austin's Mercury trine Catherine's Neptune. Catherine inspires Austin's imagination. They share an appreciation for the arts. They get each other, and they're forgiving of each other. I see the forgiving element, especially on Catherine's part. Austin's Mercury opposite Catherine's Pluto. Challenge each other to think more deeply. Again, with the challenging part, intensity can be too much. Issues can stick for too long. Austin feels Catherine pushes her beliefs onto him. This is weird. This is so weird because I'm guessing that like the whole element of him valuing her beliefs is a bit into question because we have seen a bit more to indicate he's not that into it. Possibly I'm guessing Austin like maybe more theoretically, or he just like generally supports Catherine's beliefs. He's not necessarily one to like take it on board as such. And I feel like that's probably why he doesn't like it. He's okay with it in distance, but once it gets pushed onto him, no. Austin feels limited by Catherine. Catherine may be demanding of Austin's secrets, and it seems like she gets them genuinely. Like, from what we've seen in this reading so far, I really would not be surprised if she was aware of the scandals, and like not aware of the scandals, but sort of aware of the like women he's with outside of the relationship. Catherine's Mercury, Trine Austin's Venus. Austin is attracted to Catherine's intellect, which we have been seeing. He very much values her intelligence. Respect each other's thoughts and ideas. There's warm communication. Austin softens Catherine. They are sensitive to each other, particularly on Catherine's end, it seems like. Enjoy the same movies and music. They share mutual friends. And Catherine helps Austin verbalize his feelings. Yeah, it seems the whole continuing thing of Catherine seems to really want to improve Austin. Catherine's Mercury, Trine Austin's Uranus. Catherine sees Austin as an intellectual companion. They're perceptive and intuitive of each other. There's open communication. We're seeing again for both of these. Catherine becomes more inventive around Austin. They work together on goals and encourage each other's visions. All repeated. Catherine's Mercury, Trine Austin's Neptune. So this is a repeated aspect, just inverted. So all things apply from before, but also Austin inspires Catherine's imagination, which links back to the last couple aspects. Catherine's Mercury, Sextile Austin's Pluto. They're interested in unique subjects together. It's a therapist-patient relationship with, I assume, Catherine being the therapist. Because, yeah, she seems to be very much the sort of helper type person, the like mentor in the relationship. Get to the bottom of things quickly. They share a lot together. It seems that way with the openness. Catherine is fascinated by Austin's depth. She seems to really view his like maturity highly, I guess. Resolve deeper matters together. They tell each other their deepest secrets. I assume this would link back to Catherine being demanding of Austin's secrets, possibly for both ends. Austin appreciates Catherine's humor. Both heal from past relationships together. This is repeated. Catherine uplifts Austin, and Austin opens up Catherine to new ways of thinking. She seems to feel very inspired by Austin. Like, it seems like a sort of like creative spark has gone off and like she's on now. So now it's time for Venus. So we have Austin's Venus in Taurus and Catherine's Venus in Leo. Catherine admires Austin's strength. They are loyal to each other to a fault, it seems like, especially in Catherine's end. It's long term. Austin is possessive of Catherine. We see again, there's mutual respect. It's a relationship of pleasure. Austin understands Catherine's desire for attention. I wonder, because we have been seeing that Catherine gets her like sort of very inspired and like creative around Austin. I wonder if Austin brings out that part of her for her to sort of like desire fame and desire to walk towards fame and like wealth and all of that sort of opulent stuff. Catherine's financial impulsiveness makes Austin settled. That's interesting. I kind of thought it would be the other way around, but maybe behind closed doors, Catherine is the one that is a bit poor financially and a bit, impulsive financially. Austin's Venus conjunct Catherine's Mars. The intensity does not fade. There's romantic, emotional, and physical attraction. They always remember each other. They know how to push each other's buttons. This would be linked, I assume, how they just get each other and they're intuitive of each other, particularly on Catherine's end. Austin attracts Catherine with his charm. They have petty arguments. Austin's Venus trine Catherine's Saturn. Catherine stabilizes Austin's emotions. Yeah, I feel like particularly with his emotions, he's getting a lot of help here. Strong commitment. They sacrifice for each other. I would not be surprised. These two seem to be loyal to each other to a fault. See relationship as everlasting. Not surprising. Help each other in career. This keeps coming up. Austin admires Catherine's strength. I assume this would be related to before how Catherine admires Austin's strength. So both of these very much view each other highly. Catherine's Venus, Trine Austin's Mars. Austin enjoys spending time with Catherine. Catherine makes Austin feel confident and desirable. It's a fulfilling relationship. It's just, I see that. It's just, yeah, we did see before how Catherine doesn't seem to be feel fulfilled as much, which I assume it would be due to Austin's lack of emotions, which is consistent. Strong romantic feelings, and the feeling of love never fades away. So this is interesting because we are seeing there's a lot of long-term aspects, and I feel like with other readings, like it's long-term, but things like the attraction and the feeling of love fade away. There's a lot of fading aspects. Here, it seems like it does not fade, which is interesting. Catherine's Venus opposite Austin's Saturn. Catherine feels she's below Austin, which is kind of sad because she seems to, like, I don't want to say hold the power in the relationship, but she very much, mentors Austin. Karmic, repeated, and not surprisingly so. Austin fears Catherine's withdrawal, which is why I assume he would be possessive of her, and also I assume he would have some sort of insecurity because from what we've seen in this relationship, like, there is a fault, loyalty to a fault here, especially on Catherine's end, so I assume this would, why he's possessive, and also this seems to link from some insecurity of some kind. Austin can be critical and demanding of Catherine. Long-term, toxic cycles easily occur. Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's that possessiveness. There's Austin not being very emotional, which doesn't impress Catherine. Catherine feels she's below Austin when she seems to be putting in a lot of work. And there's that weird element. It seems like Catherine is very aware of, like, Austin's other affairs. Austin sees Catherine as vain and childish. Catherine sees Austin as controlling and unsympathetic. Definitely the unsympathetic. Maybe critical of each other due to jealousy. Yeah, there's a difficult meeting. So we've seen a few various notes of their meeting. So I'm not sure exactly how they met, but they're all there. So now it's time for Mars. So we have Austin's Mars in Aries and Catherine's Mars in Taurus. Austin's impulsiveness makes Catherine anxious. Interesting. I assume because I thought we did see before how Catherine's financial impulsiveness makes Austin jealous, and I would have thought that would be the way around. So this could be financially, so both of them are financially impulsive, but I assume this would also be to do with his other affairs. Both have short bursts of anger when provoked. Austin appreciates Catherine's reliability, not surprisingly so. Catherine wishes Austin would focus more on the relationship. I assume this would be linked to because throughout the reading, it seems like they do focus more on the brand of the relationship. So I assume this would be like, she wishes Austin would focus on the relationship itself rather than the brand of it, if that makes sense. Austin's Mars square Catherine's Uranus. Exciting but unstable, not long term. I kind of want to cancel this one out because we've seen so many long term ones, and even things outside of those specific notes, it seems to be very much long term and loyal. Austin gets easily irritated with Catherine. We have seen a few aspects of that, how he can get frustrated with her. May encourage each other to be reckless. So both of them seem to be impulsive in this relationship, and it's encouraged. Catherine is turned on by Austin. Catherine sees Austin as a threat to her independence. Catherine distances herself from Austin. I wonder in what way, because she seems to be really loyal to him. So I'm not sure how. Maybe emotionally so, because that seems to be the only part she seems to be unfulfilled in this relationship. Catherine triggers Austin's temper. Austin's Mars square Catherine's Neptune. Circumstances in meeting were never understood by one of the partners. I really wonder how they met now, because we've seen various things on how they met, and now there's a bit of confusion here for one of the partners. They need honesty to make this work. Maybe that is why, because we have seen, we've only really seen specifically with the affairs, and I am assuming it is about Austin's affairs because we have Catherine giving the benefit of the doubt. Maybe that's why this relationship works. They need honesty to make this work, which I assume is why this works, because what we have seen, there is generally a lot of openness and honesty to this relationship. Catherine's Mars opposite Austin's Pluto. They trigger competitiveness in the other, transformative relationship. Catherine's directness triggers Austin's inner issues. He feels very triggered in this relationship. Interesting. And they both dig into each other's psyche. I assume, we have Austin seemingly being triggered and being very frustrated by Catherine, And then you have Catherine, who seems to feel very emotionally unfulfilled. So that was the final aspect. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this relationship. It was a very interesting one, I think. And yeah, subscribe to this channel for more videos from me. Give this video a like if you enjoyed the reading, and click the bell if you want to get notified when I upload. And yeah, I think that's it. Bye!